go ahead under the form. We have to design a form, and after that, in that form, we will understand the user is going to enter the value. So his value is right or wrong. We are going to identify the mistake of user, saying like user should not enter the empty value. They should enter some meaningful value. If we ask, okay, enter the name, they should enter the name. If we ask enter mobile number, they should enter 10-digit mobile number. Okay, so when we fill the form on internet and click on submit button, after that validation will happen. The similar thing we are going to apply in the same also. Start from the HTML. You can write head and you can write the script. Then we can follow the body tag. Then we can follow the form tag. Inside form tag, you will write action, some file name where you want to send the data. Example, suppose save.php file. Next, maybe you have to apply some kind of security method, that is called method post secure mode. We are going to send the data to somewhere. ID for this form so that JavaScript can communicate my form. ID for the form is a my form. Okay, clear. Now after that, come inside the form. You can create a normal table. You can use here align property. You can use for self padding. Caption you can write H1 form validation. You will write a TR. Under that TD we can follow and call span equal to 2. Call span equal to 2. You will write inside in a font tag call span 2. In a font tag or maybe in a paragraph you can write the star mark fields are mandatory. This you can use EM tag. EM tag is a small tag. It used to display some kind of small text information in italic. EM tag. For that EM tag, we can write one small CSS here, small CSS, and the style, color. For EM tag, color, red color. For EM tag, color is a red color. You will see width of the table, 400 somewhere, will be fixed wide. So hope we are getting in the red color. A star mark fields are mandatory. Star mark fields are mandatory. EM sub full form will be there. It's make as a italic plus. It is like as a label tag. You can display single line text. Complete page, you will get to know action, what is that, method, what is that. Now write the TR with the TH called full name. You will write here EM tag, keep a star inside. Next TD, input type equal to text. ID equal to any ID, example F name. One text box will appear. One text box appear. Same tr we can copy paste. Mobile number, input type as number, id as a mobile. Email id, input type as a email, id as a my email. Right one, tr, th, call span to, button, type equal to button, register, type equal to reset. So the form is ready. So we'll apply the validation for this three field first. Then we can go for the next validation. First button click, on click. You call a function call something. Validate. Validate me. Okay, let's go on. Next, we have to write this function. Validate me. That function name. Alert. Okay. Button click alert is coming. When we click on button, we should get the alert. Equals where I missed. Yes. Okay.
That was simple, sir.
Equal to that header method was supposed to be here. Then it should work. Okay, now come ahead. Create a variable called form status. Form status. Form status equal to true by default. Form status equal to true by default. Why we are creating that form status? You can see here you have a form. Inside the form tag, there is a three property. One is called action, another one is called method. Action meaning is what? Action meaning is the form action need a file where after filling the form, if you click on register, what should happen? This data should go somewhere. So where you want to send this data? So for that, you have to follow a property called action. Inside the action, you have to give a backend file name, maybe Java file name, PHP file name, .NET file name, PHP, Python file name, Node.js file name, any kind of file name you have to mention here, so that after filling the form data will go to that particular file. Which file? Action file. Action file, what it will do? Action file will collect all the input given by user. Your HTML will submit all the data to that file. Which file? Action file. When? After clicking on submit button. When we click on submit button, whichever the data is filled by user, the data will go to that particular page. Which page? Any page. Here it can be any server side file name. Okay, where you want to send the data of form. HTML is only to collect the input and display the output. Where to send HTML don't know. So after collecting the all the input data, how to store in database HTML don't know. So after collecting the data from user, HTML will give to a backend file that will come under the action. So after collecting all the input HTML, after collecting all the input from user, HTML will submit the data to that action file. That is called save user. It can be any file, any language, whichever the language you are using in your project. HTML is common for all. Okay. Next, after that, next you have called method. Method, what it will define? Method will define the type of security layer. Okay, like suppose data is going to submit from the HTML to PHP file. User will enter the value. Look at here. User will enter the value under the HTML. Now when it will click on this, it will go to this file. Which file? Action file. So data is going to move from one page to other page. So when data is going to submit from one computer, one system to other system, there should be security. Without security, what will happen? Anyone can hack your data. So method is for that purpose only. Method define the type of communication, whether it is the get method or post method. Get will be unsecure and post will be fully secure. Okay. Related to that, based on get and post, here one question answer I have deleted yesterday. That is on our website only. I will be giving in few days, but let me give you the link directly. From there, you will see the difference of get and post. Difference of get and post. So if I go to the where UI question answer, UI developer question answer, if I go into the UI developer question answer, where is that link? UI question answer, if I go, here is the link. In this one question will be there. In this lot of question I will be posting. So our purpose only, look at here. Here, what is the difference between get and post? So get will do this much and post will do this much. So this URL will come to your chat later whenever you are free. You can see. This is our website only. From here only, all placement will come. All the post here only you have to register later. Once you finish the JavaScript complete, then we will guide you to click here and register. After that, the resume will come under the backend. Then they will send you for interviews. From here only we have registration process. Here I have made it complete. Here question answer will be coming on question answer. Okay, so come. So get post is here. If you have a time, you can see that. Else, let's understand what is that. Get and post. There is a two method. Using get and post, we can submit the data to backend. Get is not secure, post will be secure. Difference you will understand in some time. Now action meaning is what? Action is those file that is going to capture the content of your file. HTML, you have filled the data. After click on submit button, your file will redirect to that file. Which file? Save file. Now save file will be capturing all the input that is given by user. And which method it will follow? It will follow the post method. Let me show you now here. I will write one line. You are going to click on submit button. Once you click on submit register button, validate me is calling. Validate me is calling. You have a form. Inside the form, you are given the ID as a my form. Now let me go here and write here call document dot get element by ID. Document dot get element by ID. Which ID? My form dot submit. My form dot submit. So what will happen if you fill the form and click on submit button? Your form name is my form. My form will be submitted to the action page. So what is the action page? Save user. Whichever the data we will fill under the my form and click on submit button, Java will say my form dot submit. Meaning the data of the my form will be submitted to a action page. Let me come to the browser and show you what is going to happen here. Suppose I fill some details here, some details, and I click on clear, all become clear. When I fill again and enter everything here, and then enter something here and click on register button, you will find this will redirect to the next page. You saw here which page is redirected? Redirected to the action page. It's redirected to the action page directly. It is saying page not found because that page is not there. So let's go here, and this line is going to come at the end of the screen. This my form action is going to come at the end of the screen. So user, we are giving the option to user. We have written the line. Wherever a star mark we are giving, that is mandatory. Now we have to measure the user. We have to check the user. After filling the form, he is clicking on submit button or without filling the form. If after filling the form, user will click on submit button, then go to the action page. Without filling, click on submit button, don't go to the action page. So what we will do is, you will write as of now this function. Inside the function, you don't write this action and all. If you can write it, comment it. Once we complete the code, then we'll come back to that point. As of now, we have given to the user saying like, when you come to this page, name is mandatory. Without filling the name, don't click on submit button. If you click on submit button, then this may become red or it may display the error message. So at this place now you go. So button click, hope your form was, this one was happening. Alert happened. Now we created a variable called form status, saying like, if everything is well, then form status will be true. If something went wrong, form status will be false. So at this place, now you take the value from the text box, write a variable called name, variable called name equal to document dot get element by ID, fname dot value. Okay, so it's a document dot get element by ID, which ID? Fname dot value. So take the value of the text box. Their ID is what? Fname. After that, check if fname is correct. Check now. Name double equal to empty. If name is empty, if name variable is empty, then alert error. Error else alert as a success, alert as a error, else alert as a success. Now it is not going to navigate to other page, it will be in the same page. Alert will come to simply error or success. Okay, check now. Enter the value in the text box, click on button. It's coming as a success or fail, error or success. So we are getting alert. If I will not enter anything, it will say me error. If I enter something here, then it will say call success. If it is success, then it will go to where? Next page. If it is a fail, then it should remain on the same page. So let's go inside and apply the next condition. You have to check here in the last. Check in the last. Okay. Alert error. If it is an error, then this variable will become a false. Form status you make it a false. As a FALS false. Form status as a false. Okay. Form status as a false. At last you are going to write if form status is false, if form status double equal to false, the form status double equal to false, then okay, not false we have to check. Okay, form status equal to true, double equal to can apply as a true. It is checking. See here, if user has not filled the name, then you have made form status as a false. If user has not filled the name, then only we made name the form status as a false. Else by default what it is? By default is as a true. So if user will not fill the form, then only the form status will become as a false. What we are checking below, if the form status is which one? True. That meaning not false. Everything is correct. If everything is correct, then go to where? Next page. So this line, if all fields are filled by user, if all the fields are filled by user. So if you have filled everything, where it is going? Is it going to the next page? Check, check. Don't enter anything. Click on submit button. It will say error. If you will fill everything, click on submit button. It will say as a success. And if it is success, then it will go to the next page. Check. No? Some error will be there. Once you fill one box, then it will go to the next page. Because for only one we have added the condition. Okay, let me show you here. See what happened when we go here and don't enter anything, nothing will happen. If see saying it error, if you enter your name here, anything, click on say register button, call it a success. If it is success, then go to where? Action page. Redirecting. Now suppose when I enter here, when I went here and click on register button, value is not there, so it's showing error. Here it should become a red. Then user will understand, oh, name I have not filled. Right? So go here and write at this place, remove the error and keep here document dot get by ID, which ID fname dot style. fname dot style dot border color. Border color C will be capital. Red. Else become a green. Let's come to the browser. See once. Button click. Happen red. Border color got applied. If you enter anything, the red will convert into green and then it will go to the next page. Red convert into green and then it will go to the next page. One text box is working or not? After entering the value, see the flow is simple. We have taken the value of the text box. We are checking name is empty. Yes, empty. Then something wrong. So we made form status as a false. After that, document dot getText by ID, fname dot style dot border. For the fname ID, here is the fname. For this fname, you are applying a CSS, and through the CSS, you are changing the border color to red color. Border color C will be capital. Else, if user has filled the box, then it will go to the else part, and border color will be converted into green color. Last, it is checking if the form status is true. Form status is true, then only go to the next page. Like my form dot submit. The my form submit to the action page. Submit to the action page. Once you submit to the action page, automatically it will redirect to the new page. Next page. Whichever the action is written, it will redirect to the action page automatically. Uh-huh. You can add for the next field also. You can add for the next field also. What is next field? Mobile number. What is the idea again called mobile? Check for empty only first. Mobile validation. Check for empty, right? A variable my mobile equal to document dot get element by id. Which id? Mobile dot value. You will check below if my mobile equal to empty, then okay, if my mobile is empty, then you can write here form status as a false, and you can write the next line document dot get element by id mobile dot border color equal to red, else mobile dot border color equal to green. Equal to green. So it is going to take the value from the text box and check whether it has something or not. If there is nothing, then JavaScript will say, yes, it is an error. If there is no any value in that, then JavaScript will say it is an error. Hope working for the mobile also. Check now. Click on. Two. Both are getting red. No.
Yes, sir.
Error. Some error. First save the file. Save it. Last condition I have not written. Go to your code. So this line where I have this line I have in the last. We have written this line in the beginning. Here, cut and paste in the last. If condition. If form status. No, yeah, that line. Form status. This line. Cut and paste in the last. That should be the end of the page. Save and check. Click on the register button. Now come to the code again. What is the idea of that? No, 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 that is correct only. Yeah, that is correct. Only. Go to HTML. What is the idea of your text box? ID is mobile spelling is wrong. Mobile ID equal to mobile spelling is wrong. Same. Check. Click on register. And the green line. Go to the code again. If mobile equal to empty then red else green. My mobile. Here what you have written? My mobile. Document dot get element by ID mobile dot value spelling is wrong. Value. Check now. Okay, ready? Now come after that. If you fill all three, if you all two, suppose I enter the name here, click on register, that become green, mobile is red still. If you enter anything in the mobile, then both will become green. After that, it will go to the next page. See, then it is going to the next page. Until unless both is not success, it will not go to next page. So document dot get element by ID, particular ID dot style dot border color equal to red, document dot ID mobile dot style dot border color equal to green. And finally, after that, what it will do? It will go to the action page. That is called next page. Let me share the file. If not working, we can use this file also. Next, after that, we have one more field for email. What is ID for that? ID is my email. Come inside the code, write a variable my email, or maybe you can write the email also. Anything you write. Email equal to document dot get element by ID. Which ID? My email dot value. My email dot value. So it will take the value of email text box. After that, again you can check the condition. If my email or variable name is what? Email. If email double equal to empty, if email is empty, if email is empty, then again this variable will be false. And one line you have to write below again, document dot get element by ID, document dot get element by ID, which ID? My email dot style dot border color equal to red. Else document dot get element by ID. Okay, after that, else part you will write document dot get element by ID, particular ID dot style dot border color equal to green. So now email is also becoming as a red.
Yes, sir.
If everything is correct, then it will redirect to where? Next page. It will go to the action page. Until unless user has not filled all three. If user has not filled all, then okay. Next, if you fill anything, suppose I enter the mobile number, something, and click on register button, mobile will become green. But it will not go to the next page until unless all three fields are not filled properly. Okay. Next, after that, we need to apply the next call validation level. Mobile number should be only how many? 10 digits. It should be only number. Email ID should have at the rate. Come next. Not working? Are you working? Okay. See, give proper space in that. Okay. This look like something. You can write the comment like this. Name validation. Multi-line comment also you can write. Not like this. Name validation. We'll start here. You can write below. Name validation. End here. Okay. This is one section where you are written the name validation. Next below you have the mobile number. You will write similar comment here also. Mobile validation start here. Start here. Mobile validation. And here. Write proper comment so that your code will be easy for you to remember where I have started and where I am ending. Similar way we can write below. Email validation start here. Email validation start here. Email validation end here. Okay, written. Now come down next. Add one more field. in the HTML text area. Text area for message. Text area open. Text area close. Then you will write ID equal to message. Okay, ready? Now come to the JavaScript again, and we'll write a small condition for message. So write a similar comment here. Message validation start here. Message validation end here. You have to take the value from the text box, text area. That is called message. Come down if message is complete empty, then form will be true and this all condition will get applied. Form status, then message red, message green. If now, if all will be filled properly, it will go to the next page. So we wrote like this. Click on here. It should display the red message everywhere. If you fill all the details, then it will redirect to the next page. Ready? Working? Check which one is not working.